see us.
Well, you can move that. Hello.
Hi.
Like 2 or 3 people waiting. So.
Welcome. We're just getting set up. So if you are taking class tonight, you're gonna need a towel and wine. You'll need a towel for class tonight. And if you want some ambiance for your ears, I've connected a Spotify list to the description of the class. So you can click on that, and it's just like easy, soothing background noise. But a towel for class today. So get a towel if you don't have one. So we'll wait a second for a couple more people to make their way in. I see a thumbs up. I see a few of you in here. Awesome. So we'll get started just a second. Again, for class tonight, you'll need a towel and wine or something to drink. Hi, Raquel. Okay. So whatever you have to drink with you. I see somebody else saying something. Hi, Sophia. Oh, hey. For class tonight, everybody needs a towel and a drink. Non-alcoholic is fine. John and I have a lovely Pinot Noir from Smith's because we're that fancy. So welcome. Grab a towel, and then when you're ready, just kind of make your way. Towel can be set to the side to start, but just make your way to any kind of comfortable seated position. We'll just start in a seated meditation. So an easy cross-legged seat or on the knees, whatever's comfortable for you. And then once you find that position, just try to sit down, close the eyes, and feel yourself kind of rooting into the mat, your whole body here at the end of your week. Even if the days start to blur together and you lose track of the day or the time or how long you've been in the house, try to draw all of your awareness to your one body here in this moment. Noticing the breathing here, just in its natural state, and observing the sensations or physical movements that come about from your breath. Maybe the rise and fall of the chest, the expansion of your ribs, the deepening of your belly and your diaphragm, and the contraction as it squeezes the air out. And try to just breathe into the whole body here. Maybe a conscious deep breath in through the nose and out. And take 2 more just like that, breathing into every inch and out. I'm trying to inflate the balloon as much as you can here. Big deep breath in, all the way to the fingers and toes. Then as you exhale, the eyes will gently start to open. You can grab a sip of whatever you're drinking. All right, so towel folding class to start. We're going to start by folding our towel long ways. So you have it like this way first, and then fold it this way. And then this will kind of be, once you get to this position, Hopefully you've got a towel by now. Once you get to this position, this will kind of be where we create the fun towel shapes for the remainder of class. So I'm going to keep folding mine until it gets, mine's going to be pretty small. I think John's is going to be a little bit small, or a little bit not as tall as mine. But all we're doing is trying to create like a little ledge here. And so set the little ledge you created on the center of your mat. And then you can go ahead and stand up and then step your heels right onto the edges of it. Yeah. And then once you're there, all we're trying to do is elevate the heels here. And then as you start to squat down into Malasana, those lifted heels are just going to take a little bit of the pressure and strain off the hips. We are going to hang out here for quite some time. So you can let the eyes close maybe as you feel those hips start to sit back. My elbows or forearms are kind of pressed against the knees. So there's kind of like a push-pull happening there to kind of get to that sweet spot. We've got the hands right here at heart center. Once you start to settle in, you could also let those fingers soften down to the mat if that's more comfortable. I'm not really putting weight onto the hands, just gently using the fingertips to help the balance. And then trying to draw that attention back to the breathing as you sit with these sensations or feelings that start to rise up. I'm lucky for you in this position. If your glass is nearby, you can just reach right over. Take a sip, reminding you to be in the moment. If some waves of intense sensation start to pop up in your hips, use that breath there, really trying to breathe into the space where the tightness or the clenching, the gripping starts to rise up. And use the breath like I was just going to make a really bad joke. And I'm like telling myself I shouldn't because the YouTube is watching. But I was going to say, use the breath like a disinfectant to dissolve any pain or tension or strain you feel in the hips. We got about 2 more minutes here. So as you start to feel the softening in the hips, maybe try to soften the muscles and tendons in the feet, maybe the tops of the feet or the ankles as you try to find that balance, the shins. Let's really allow these last few moments of surrender here. Just a few more seconds here. When you're ready, start to lift the hips from the heels. We're just gonna come to a dangling position here. You can leave the heels on the towel or step off onto the mat. Just taking a second, not spending a lot of time here, just kind of a little counter stretch to feel the legs long, the fingers softening down to the floor. And then leaving the towel right where it is, we're just gonna sit the hips down on top of that towel. So the goal here just to elevate. So if you want to take an extra fold into the towel to make it a little higher, a little lower, just finding the right height for you. And we're gonna come into a butterfly Baddha Konasana here. So the soles of the feet will come together. And just those elevated hips help us soften down just a little bit easier sometimes, especially if we've got tightness or tension in the hips or back. So just feeling yourself sitting tall. And then when you're ready, starting to just crawl forward gently. And walking the hands out to that place where you start to feel that edge arise. Letting the head release and relax here. And as you soften in, can you maybe inch those fingers just a couple more inches, maybe even a centimeter further? Last minute here, really directing the breath to those areas of tension, those areas that are telling you to come up and out or push out of the shape. Try to direct your breathing there to help you soften in. And when you're ready, gently starting to walk the hands back till you come up to a seated position. And just spend a moment before you shake it off. Just feel the spine sitting up tall. Notice the awakening or the sensation, the tingles, the zings through the legs as they feel maybe a little more alive now. And then gently take your hands to the outside of your knees, pulling the knees together. And then just take your hips and sit them off of the towel. Walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat. You can leave the hands behind you. We're just going to knock our knees in here as a little counter stretch here. So you'll feel that opposite stretch here as the knees fall inward. And again, not staying too long here, just getting a little bit of a counter stretch. You can also open the heart, lift the chin if you want to get a little release through the upper back. And we're going to take another forward folding shape. So some back bending, opening, heart opening shapes are on their way, but we're going to turn sideways here to a wide legged folds here. So again, however you had the hips situated before over the mat, over the towel, I mean, go ahead and sit the hips on the towel or don't. And then open the legs to the side so that you're facing long ways on the mat. And again, drinking, I forget sometimes. Usually I don't forget. Usually it's you that forgets. We also did cheers. Cheers, everyone. Sorry, I forgot. All right. From here, hips elevated or sitting flat on the mat. We're just going to crawl ourselves forward to start. So as you reach forward, just let the heart soften down. The head can relax, the eyes can soften closed. John's taking his towel to the front side, resting his hands and forehead there. So wherever you're comfortable, just try to breathe into the shape just for a few moments. We've got another minute or so here, so really try to soften in, finding the depth of this posture. Gently starting to walk those hands back. And we'll gently start to swing the legs back to the front. If the hips are on the towel, go ahead and take them off. So this is where we're going to come to this shape of the towel. So I folded it in half twice. Long ways and then in half. Lay it down, and then we're going to start to roll it up. So it's kind of like a little burrito, sushi roll, something. And you want to kind of roll it tight so that you get kind of like a big, I don't know, some kind of like fancy dessert or something. What we're going to do is come into a supported sphinx pose here. So again, opposite of those forward folds there, just a little compression in the low back. My elbows are meeting the little roll right there, and my ribs can kind of rest right there on that. And again, you'll kind of find the sweet spot, but the intention of the towel there is just to give you a little bit of extra support in this shape. So you're not quite holding the body up like a normal sphinx pose, but really softening down onto the towel. If you want to feel more compression through the low spine, you can lower that roll down just a little bit further to help elevate. If you're feeling too much compression, you can move it further away. And then really think about just laying heavy into the towel. So whatever part is touching there, try to let it soften down into that shape. So you're still getting that compression, but it becomes a little more restorative, a little more passive. With the towel there, it's probably really easy to grab your drink, except I know Corey's probably at home with a straw in hers, so any of those are acceptable. A straw in the wine, you can grab it. Just a few more moments. Really just feeling the whole body here. Trying to direct the breath to those areas of tension. And trying to dissolve any stress or strain. When you're ready, just gently walk the hands back. Check on your little towel roll here. We're going to roll it up nice and tight. Again, if it's lost its oomph. If not, you can stay right where you are. We're going to come back down onto the stomach. This time it's going to come up a little bit higher. You're going to want to place it right underneath the shoulders here. And I'm laying on my right side here. My right arm is down to the side. I'll move my glass. Good idea. It's a little Lululemon like cup holder on my mat here. So then as you lay here, the goal here is just to get a big stretch through the side body. You're going to take the top arm, the left arm, and swim it up and over. So you're going to let the head fall down to the mat. And really, you're just going to relax here. May not feel like a lot, but as you start to soften in over the next couple minutes, you'll start to feel that length through the left side of the body. So as you're there, if you want more of an intense stretch, you want to roll it up tighter. If you want less of an intense stretch, you can undo your roll and maybe just fold it in half once. Make it a little smaller, but the higher up that you get it, the more stretch through the side body. The lower down it is, the less stretch you'll get. And as you're laying here, just try to let the body fall heavy into the mat. So that the body can really release. And if you fall asleep, I won't tell. You've got about 1 minute. Really using your breath to bring awareness to the body. Bring awareness to this present moment. When you're ready, start by bringing that top arm down, back by your side. And then just roll over onto the belly for a moment. You can lay onto the towel, let the head fall down for a second. Just feel the differences between the left and the right sides here. One side, feeling that length. And then grabbing your drink. Although I don't know if it's good to like drink laying down like that, but checking your towel. So finding that same fold you had on the other side, whether it's folded in half, super skinny, or rolled up to make it a little bit taller. And then trying to find that sweet spot that you found on the other side, the left arm reaching towards the side of the mat, the right arm swimming up and over. And simply feeling that length, that expansion here on the other side. About a minute here. Letting the body get as heavy as it can. Begin by bringing that top arm down by your side. And then making your way onto the stomach again. And just taking a moment here to feel the body now. And walking yourself up. We're going to take another laying down posture, but we're going to take a sip before we get there. You may need to sit up and re-roll. But for this one, it's probably going to be best if you take it from this double fold shape and roll it. So if you were going a little bit smaller or lower before, and then you're going to place the roll about 2/3 of the way up towards the back of the mat. And then this roll is going to go right underneath the shoulder blades. So you definitely want to grab a sip before you lay down because it's only going to get more challenging to drink from there. But it's going to go right below the shoulder blades so that you're really going to get a heart opening shape there. You can bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor, or you could stretch the legs out long. And it may take you a second to kind of find that sweet spot. But again, the roll goes right underneath the shoulder blades so that the head can rock back and touch the mat. And we'll just get a really deep opening of the heart, the ribs, really feeling it into the upper back there. And don't be afraid to walk the body forward and back until you kind of find that spot where you can start to get comfortable. And then again, once you're there, really letting the body become heavy. There's no need to do any work in this shape. That rolled up towel is really doing that heavy lifting, and you're doing the heavy sinking. I'm sure by this point you're all missing your drinks, but try to breathe, sink, and let the body become a little bit heavier here in these last few minutes or moments. When you're ready, you can bend the knees to place the feet flat on the floor to help you start to roll over onto your side, being gentle because the sensations coming out are sometimes really intense. Once you make your way to your side, try to wiggle your way off of the towel and then gently press yourself up to a seated position. And just coming back to the towel to refold it. And it's probably become a little squished. Ooh, my back. And we're gonna fold it that same way again, roll it up like a little sushi roll. Grab a drink. And then set it to the side here for just a second. We're gonna lay down again. This time bend the knees to place the feet flat on the floor. And then what you're gonna do is lift the hips up. I'll turn sideways so you can see. You'll lift the hips up. We're just gonna take a little bit of a lightly supported bridge pose here. So place the little towel roll right under the hips. And then let the hips start to settle down nice and heavy. And then one leg at a time, you can start to straighten the legs out. And then once you get there, just try to find a spot that you can get comfortable. You can wiggle your way till you find that sweet spot. You can place the hands on the hips or down by the sides. And then just feeling that opening in the hips there. Subtle, but really trying to let the body become heavy here. Seeing if you can release just a little bit more tension. When you're ready, you can gently bend the left knee to place the left foot flat on the floor. And you're going to push into that left foot, starting to pick the hips up and roll over onto the right side so that the hips are still on the towel. And then bend the knees here. So like that shape where we had it up under our ribs, but now the hips are on the towel. And then we're going to open the left arm behind us. So we're just going to get a little bit of a twist here with the hips elevated. And let the knees pass through the center here. And take your way to the other side, wiggling, wobbling, however you need to get there. But the knees soften to the left, the head turns to the right, and the arms open wide. And just a few more moments. When you're ready, letting the hips slide off the towel. Making your way up to a seat here. And we'll come back to that original in half long ways, in half short ways, fold. Mine's all messed up. And once you get there, now we're going to roll it the other way. So it becomes a long sushi roll. And we're going to take that behind us. And the goal here is it's going to kind of sit right along that little indent where the spinal column is. Oh yeah, don't forget to sit. This is our last shape. This is taking us into Shavasana. So bottoms up. But the goal here is that right from the base of the hips, you kind of created a little bit of a pillow so that the body can open up over it. But it's not going to be too intense so that you can stay here for about the 4 or 5 minutes of Shavasana. So when you're ready, you can start to lay back onto that towel. And again, it might take you a second. Mine's feeling a little bit wobbly. I gotta wiggle it into place. But once you get there, you can take the arms out to the sides, open them like a cactus, or take them up over the head. Just to feel that expanse there through the front side of the body. And if you're looking for a little bit more, you could bring the soles of the feet together. Really feeling this openness, this oneness, this wholeness of the body here. Maybe even a little vulnerable. And using these next few minutes to breathe into every inch of the body. Using this last pose, Shavasana, to take rest, allowing the mind and the nervous system to calm down. And taking these next few moments all to yourself. I'll wake you when it's time to get up. And any simple movements here that your body needs as you make your way to a seated meditation. And just allowing the eyes to close here. Feeling the body maybe more relaxed, maybe more awake. Taking a big deep breath in to sit up tall, bringing the hands to heart center. Exhale to bow forward to seal in your practice. Inhale to sit up with your drink in hand. Exhale, cheers. Thanks, guys. Yay. Thank you for joining us. We're always open to feedback. I brought the towel in just to mix it up, to bring in new things. So there are things that you guys are needing, wanting. I hate that you do Yin on Fridays. Can you do a dance class instead? Like, let me know. Not really. I'm not going to teach a dance class in my kitchen. So, yeah, let us know. We're open to feedback, and we're, going through all of the same things you all are at home too. So, I'm ready to drink in a bar and see people. Not that John isn't lovely, but Be nice to like hang out with friends. But I hope you're all doing well. And you know, Monday, Tuesday we teach at 9:30, and then our Friday double feature 9:30 and 6:30. But yeah, let us know if there's anything else that you guys need or want. We're here, and I've got comments. Thank you so much. Oh, I know. Now we have to finish the bottle. Cheers and namaste, Raquel. Yes, Sophia, we're going to finish our bottle now too. Well, I'm probably going to finish it. John's not going to have any of it because that's just how he rolls. Oh, you are? Who are you tonight? I know. I was like, do you want to just have like club soda tonight? And he's like, no, it's open wine. I was like, okay. You can see this giant pimple on my forehead. Enjoy your life. Is that what it says? Love your life, not enjoy it. Love your life. I know, haha. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now. Hang up. Oh my God, who am I? I'm like an 80-year-old man. I know, getting wild. Yeah! All right, good night, guys. See you later. If anybody wants to FaceTime, we're around. Bye.